Hello, and welcome to the Patrick's Green Tea Podcast Season 2 finale. It feels like just yesterday when I took the initial leap to release Episode 1, and now we're finally at the end of the second season. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This was the first full year where I recorded episodes, the whole time not knowing when I would release them. I recorded so much in the form of voice memos, images, and text. I also smoked a lot of weed, so there was plenty of opportunities to make little recordings that jot down my thoughts. While we're still on the subject, I've been spending hours and hours uploading the photos and text episodes to the website, PatricksGreenTea.com. I wasn't able to finish the uploads for 2019 due to the sheer volume of stuff, but that should be wrapped up shortly. The numbering system for the text episodes is not very accurate, but I thought I'd keep them and count upwards from where they're at now, just for fun. I also wanted to share some statistics with you guys. The show website got 270 unique visitors in the past 30 days. The top 5 countries from highest to lowest traffic were the United States, Germany, Israel, Russia, and France. It's hard for me to wrap my head around those numbers since I don't really know what the people are looking at on the site, but it's good to know that there's at least an audience. As for the podcast itself, we're averaging at about 6 downloads per episode, with 318 downloads over the lifetime of the show. I haven't been doing any work in advertising the podcast, so low numbers are to be expected. This is also a very niche show, so that hinders the growth of the show. If you enjoy the Patrick's Green Tea podcast, share it with your friends who you think might like it. I know that there are many potential listeners out there who would love the content but just don't know about it, have never been told about it. So be sure to get it out there. There have been fewer guests than I was anticipating for this season. I suppose I wasn't really looking for them in the first place. Guests and appearances happened unexpectedly, but they are still completely welcome. There's a weed reviewer from the West Coast that I might collaborate with in the near future, so look out for that. To help directly support this podcast and give feedback in a way that will be visible to me and your fellow greenies, write a review for the show on iTunes. You don't need an iPhone to do this. You can just download the iTunes app on PC and do it there. There's a comment feature on the Patrick's Green Tea website, but I think things get pretty buried in there. Although I've never had a comment. Maybe it would be, visible to me through an email or something, but try it, might as well. YouTube works well, and SoundCloud once I get a subscription to it, which you can help to make happen by donating to Patreon. The subreddit and Discord are currently completely dead, which is sad, but hopefully those pick up eventually. I wouldn't say completely dead. I think they're just dead because they don't have a lot of, followers, subscribers. But I think just subscribe and, write some stuff, post some stuff, and it'll be not dead anymore. Don't forget that you can directly contact me via PatricksGreenTea@gmail.com. I mentioned in the Season 1 finale that I was experimenting with a Twitch account. I did some live streams of some games to try out, and I enjoyed it, but not enough to continue doing it regularly. This only goes for gaming live streams, I think. I could see myself being more involved with something like Q&A sessions, but I don't think the audience is big enough for that yet. I'm definitely not closing any doors in the live streaming world. Patreon is another platform that I haven't touched in a while. The lack of patrons didn't really motivate me to do anything on that site. I will try to put some more exclusive stuff on there, but I think I won't give it my full attention until it starts getting more people. If you would like to donate to the show and see it improve, feel free to donate as much as you want through Patreon. And also, I have a thing called the Drunk Patrick Chronicles that I've been keeping. No audio, just text for my foray into the alcohol world. And it's not really relevant to the podcast per se because this is a weed podcast, but I thought that it would be interesting to record those in the same style, more or less. And I think I'm going to upload those to Patreon. So there's something right there. I mentioned in the August 1st, 2018 episode how I would pay upwards of $60 for the recording of the Grateful Dead's July 7th, 1989 show. The band has since done weekly live streams of past shows on YouTube during the coronavirus pandemic to make up for canceled concerts, and the full shows have been made available after each stream. 7/7/89 was one of those released. I can't believe how generous the band and their people have been on that front. I feel completely fortunate to be in their fan base. Sorry, there's just pages and pages of notes. We're getting there. There were 2 recordings from June 8th, 2019 that were too short to make into an episode, but would fit better in the season finale, so here they are. Hang on. That rhythm came into my head. Something like that. I'm trying to think of like new rhythms for songs that I've never been played, and I think I can make a fucking mosquito that I can make a good song out of. Alright, bye. Looking forward, 2020 doesn't have many recordings so far. I was able to capture my time in Madrid when I frequented a private cannabis club, but after that my leftover weed stash from home didn't last very long, and there was no easy way to buy more after the pandemic hit. I was mostly sober for several months, only smoking once or twice a month, in a group setting where podcasting wasn't ideal. This isn't to say I didn't record anything interesting, though. One of my favorite unreleased episodes is from 4/20/2020. And I'm looking forward to putting that out there for you guys. Now that I have much easier access to weed than before, I'll be recording much more often as well. One problem I foresee happening is the podcast catching up to real time. I don't want to record a podcast every week, as I only smoke twice a week. I don't want to be in a constant time crunch with an activity that is supposed to be relaxing. So when we inevitably do catch up, the show will probably switch to a more manageable bi-weekly release schedule. I also might take a few week break before starting the next season. We'll see how things go. Also, here's a personal update. My life has been a little tumultuous recently with weed and my relationships. I still have to keep my usage a secret from my family for the most part, and my girlfriend has a hard time being with me while I'm high. I wanted to include this little snippet because marijuana is far from the perfect substance, and there's a social cost to using it. There's no getting around it. But for me at this moment, weed is worth it. Thank you all so much for another great season. You guys are the best. I hope you are all staying safe and enduring these strange times. I'm planning on returning to New York this fall if 2020 doesn't throw the world any more curveballs, so expect more high midnight shenanigans from that special place. See you in Season 3. Hello, thanks for listening to the podcast. You can find me at PatricksGreenTea on Patreon, Discord, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, and Bandcamp, Patrick's Green Tea Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Instagram, at PatrickGreenTea without an S on Twitter. Supplemental materials like photos and text are available on our website, PatricksGreenTea.com. You can join our subreddit at r/PatricksGreenTea. You can make comments on YouTube and on the website, and you can contact me directly at PatricksGreenTea@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.